My name is Shelley, and I am a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse and working in the healthcare field for about 20 years now. I've always dabbled in the holistic side of healing, not just the Western allopathic way of doing things, but then also the biohacking, just seeing what the trends are out there. And so when I did this hair follicle test, I was really blown away by the results. And so let's get started. I'm going to share with you my hair follicle test that I took, and let's discuss. Okay, so this is actually a 36-page report, and there's 12 key optimization indicators, support system, cardio, resistance, environmental, food additive restrictions, and then of course what I really like is it talks about the foods that you should eat as long as there's not a contraindication if you have kidney stones or you need to avoid oxalates, or certain foods for thyroid, etc. But it has a really robust list. This is some technology that has been around for about 15 years. It's out of Germany, and we have had it in the United States for about 8 years now. This system helps you to align your environment and then also optimize your physical, mental, and emotional potential. Because if you think about it, your environment controls up to 90% of the way in which many of your genes are expressing themselves. Your actual hair recycles, so to speak, every 3 months. So it's really important to go and have another hair follicle test done as you're like really optimizing everything going on in your life, seeing the improvements that you're making, etc., about every 3 months, so 90 days. So this is the front of the report, and basically it has a key optimization overview. And as you can see here, you have your vitamins, which in my case are my priority, but then it also has amino acids, antioxidants, environmental challenges, fatty acids, foods, interference, minerals, and resistance. And so in this case, it's letting me know under the system support summary that my gut and intestinal is really needing some help, as is my hormone system. I recently have started going through perimenopause with symptoms, digestion, and fatty acid metabolism. It's giving me a food restriction summary, which in this case is letting me know beef, which is really interesting because probably around the first of the year, I started to not feel so great after I ate beef and I couldn't figure it out. So then when I saw this report, I was like, okay, my body's starting to tell me, like, hey, not so much beef. Wheat is something that I've always felt that when I eat it, I get a stuffy nose, I get a drip down the back of my throat, I might start sneezing. I've also had weight loss surgery. I had weight loss surgery 15 years ago. And so overall, I've tried not to eat a lot of wheat because what happens if you've had weight loss surgery is you have a smaller stomach. And so my particular procedure was what's called the VSG, which is the vertical sleeve. And so it's very important that I take in protein first, even before I take in liquid. And so anytime I'm putting in any kind of wheat products, bread products, it could even be gluten-free products. It doesn't really matter. I need to make sure that I'm getting adequate amounts of protein in order to optimize and feel good. But pistachios, poppy seeds, which I don't eat at all, eggplant, not really a big fan, flounder, trout, not a big fish fan. Artichokes, blackberries, very surprised by the blackberries because I have blackberries in my yogurt that I make, and then currants, which is a form of cranberry. So I was very surprised by the areas it was suggesting to restrict. But then down in here, it's letting me know the vitamins I need to focus on right now: vitamin K2, vitamin E, betadine, or not betadine, betaine, and vitamin C. The betaine is something that you take for digestion, and this makes a lot of sense. Environmental challenges is radiation. Makes a lot of sense since I spent 20 years in a hospital style setting in an emergency room. So I was exposed to a lot of x-rays just kind of going on all the time. Fatty acids, some antioxidants, minerals, the foods, and then additives it also has. In this case, it's letting me know my vitamins I need to like work on. The biggest thing is that it also showed my digestion was really sluggish. And so the first thing that I have to work on is my digestion. And so in this case, I started taking fiber, probiotics, and some digestive enzymes. And within 24 hours, I felt so much better. I bloat that I just didn't even realize was bloat. I just thought it was part of everyday how I felt. The next day, when I had a bowel movement, I just felt a relief inside. And then now that I've done a deeper dive into hormones and the perimenopause, it's very important that I'm taking in fiber every day. Psyllium husk is what I do. I put it into my protein shake each morning. So in this case, I needed to get my digestion in place first before I tackled the vitamins and the environmental challenges, the fatty acids and the antioxidants. And so for the first month, just really focused on my digestion. And then I've slowly been adding in the vitamins that it suggested. So here again is system support energetic indicators. This is exactly where it's telling me my gut and intestine needs some help. And then also the hormone system and the digestion and then fatty acid metabolism. And so these were all the areas that I've been focusing on for the last 90 days. And I can honestly report I'm feeling so much better. Like I'm feeling better in a way I never thought was possible. I have a lot more energy. My hormones are a bit more balanced than they were in the past. My anxiety is decreased. I just feel really good with what I have going on right now. Over here, it's letting me know anytime any of these sections are 35 and up in the total, it's telling me like that's a really high support. And so that's my vitamin markers is a 19, my mineral markers is 4, my antioxidants is 35, fatty acids 6, aminos 12, system support 12, environmental 10. So these are actually telling me the areas so in this case, it notified me that I really needed to restrict sugar. And what was really interesting is that since I started perimenopause about 9 months ago, I've put on about 30 pounds. And what I noticed is that some of my old behaviors had come back online, like eating sugar at night before I went to bed. And so when I saw this on the report, I was like shocked that it knew that I was eating excess sugar. And then it also, I don't feel I was eating much wheat, but at this point, I believe any sort of wheat I put in my system is really inflaming me. And so I'm really trying to avoid those things. Here, support system again is the gut and the intestine. Over here, it's letting me know that my amino acids, what I need to add, the cysteine, the tryptophan, and glycine, fatty acids, omega-3s. And then here's all the antioxidants, vitamin C, selenium, flavonoids, vitamin E, coenzyme Q10. Iron was very interesting to come up because I had blood work done about a month prior and it showed up on my blood work that I was a bit lower on the iron side, not enough to do supplements, but as soon as I saw this on the Hair-Follicle, I was like, I'm adding iron. And so I'm definitely feeling much, much better than I was in the past. This is a system where they want the numbers on here to be 1 to 10, 1 to 19 is basically your maintenance. So when you're getting in the 20 and 34, then you're going to need some moderate support, but anything 35 and up in the sections, then you're going to need quite a bit of support. So in this case, it's in the antioxidant markers, which makes sense with the weight loss surgery and working as a nurse for 20 years. My diet was not very good. It was a lot of pizza. It was a lot of chips. It was a lot of processed foods, not enough water. Even though I was getting tremendous amount of exercise, we're talking 10 to 15,000 steps a day. I don't believe that, the foods I was eating or even supplements that I was taking were even able to penetrate to help with my overall well-being. This sort of just gives you some information on how to have personal immune system support, information on like why taking the vitamin A, vitamin C, protein. It's basically balanced nutrition. And then other ways to help ourselves with hydration, getting enough sleep, avoiding smoking, drinking less alcohol. I haven't drank alcohol in 3 years. Eating plenty of fresh vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds, if that's something that your body can tolerate. And then, of course, pre and probiotics and vitamin D. You can get that within the sunlight because it does help you produce vitamin D. At one point in my life before weight loss surgery, my vitamin D level was a 3. Normal in some labs, the normal is 30 to 100, and I was a 3. The doctor at the time couldn't believe, and I worked nights. This is right before I had weight loss surgery, and so it was very I've honestly, the highest I've been able to get my vitamin D level at this point is about a 43, and that's with like supplementation from the doctor and everything else. I just every single day use vitamin D. So over here is letting me know my different gut support indicators. And again, my total value is 26. And so anything 1 to 10 is going to be your maintenance. 11 to 19 is a moderate support. And then anything 20 and above is going to require some really high support. So in this case, the environmental stressors is radiation. And I suspect that came from, like I said, working in the hospital for a long time. I did fly quite a bit in 2022, but when I took this test, I had not been on an airplane for probably about 6 months. Some nutrition markers for me to take a look at: the tryptophan, the betaine, the cysteine, omega-3, selenium. These are like different foods that are nutritional markers that I needed to supplement with. And then here it's really letting me know the system support that needs the most thing is digestion. And so that's what I worked on first. And then wheat right down here, food intolerance wheat. It's right there. So in this case, it's letting me know to help my gut because that's what's being highlighted. And so it's letting me know to do prebiotics for 1 to 90 days. But what's nice is it's also letting me know suggested food and supplement sources: onions, asparagus, chia seed, flaxseed, apples, whole grains. Gut support would be probiotics, and that's going to be your celery, your garlic, vegetable fiber, green apples, papaya, ginger, whole grains. Gut support for optimization: aloe vera, collagen, ginger, glutamine, ALA, turmeric. And then gut support that they wish for you to avoid for the 90 days is gluten, sugar, and highly processed foods, alcohol. And here they're telling you food additives, and in this case it's titanium dioxide. And optimizing it, considering reducing my gut stress levels, enhancing my sleep, avoiding the food intolerances, improve my water quality. We have a Berkey filter because food is alive. Water isn't alive, it's alive. And so I want to make sure I'm filtering out all the garbage that's in the tap water. And then of course, reducing my exposure to chemical agents that are in some food and different things. So over here, it's letting me know some circulatory support indicators: selenium, vitamin C, vitamin E, coenzyme Q10, flavonoids. Again, here is the betaine, the vitamin K2, DHA, oleic acid. These are just different things that may require nutritional support. And you can also get these within exercise, lifestyle, lowering your stress, sexual health. There's actually a proven link with sexual health and circulation. So there's a whole bunch of different things that doesn't necessarily always involve supplementation. Over here is going to be the frequency interference indicators. And in this case, it's radio frequency and the electromagnetic fields. And it's not telling me, it's appearing, it's just letting me know in the highlighted area to reduce the exposure. And so that's something that I'm working on: not sleeping with the phone in my room, limiting Bluetooth at night, different things like that. Here again, it lets you know about interference foods, how you can, so foods that can support you: spirulina, vitamin D3, curcumin, EFAs, calcium, melatonin, B vitamins, and sulfur. We don't, like it says here, we don't fully understand the effects that our modern electrical environments are having on our wellness. So it's clear there's some effect, and it should be wise to just introduce foods that are going to help with this. So that's something that I have been actively working on. So over here is going to be the vitamin indicators. It's going to be a priority, is going to be increase the intake. And in this case, the P, it lets me know P's. So vitamin K2, vitamin E, the betaine, and then the vitamin C. I've added all of these supplements, and I can tell you that I'm feeling a lot better. And I notice when I don't take them. I have had a few days where I went about 3 days and didn't take my supplements. I'll be honest, I didn't feel really great, and my stomach wasn't feeling great, and I could feel it. So now I'm doing my supplements in a different way. I take a few of them in the morning, I take a few of them around noon, and then I take the rest of them in the afternoon. And my stomach is able to tolerate that a lot more. Vitamins, it just gives you some information. Here's some vitamin support foods that you can have: dairy, if you can take dairy, seeds and nuts, lentils, chickpeas, green vegetables, grains. It's really nice that it's letting you know support foods to help you. So mineral indicators, this is an advisory. It's suggesting that I increase my intake. And so that's what the A is saying. It's an advisory versus the P is priority, and then the C is a consider. So in this case, the selenium, the chromium and iron are things, and I had said that I had gotten notified or a month before that my iron levels were a little on the lower side. So I had already added that. The chromium makes so much sense with my sugar cravings. And so I've added all of these supplements to my regimen, and I am feeling so much better. And my sugar cravings are pretty much not there at 8 o'clock at night anymore. Minerals, more information, some foods to help support you: kale, brown rice, eggs, mushrooms, seaweed, lentils, beans, tomatoes. So this report really has a lot of great resources and information to dig even further. Fatty acid indicator, so it's letting me know this is a priority and I need to increase my intake. And so in this case, the priority is the oleic acid and then the DHA. And so I've slowly been adding these in, but I wasn't trying to make this such a huge priority. I will on my next go around with doing the hair follicle testings. I really just wanted to get my digestion going, and I wanted to get my basic supplements going and create the ritual around it, and to feel comfortable and to feel safe and to feel like I can accomplish and do it, because it's a lot of information. And when I first got it, it was a bit overwhelming. And then I thought, how am I going to make all these changes? And that's what I did. I did it very slowly. I integrated it into my daily life very slowly. Again, fatty acids, the support foods that can help you: sardines, salmon, shrimp, mackerel, herring, trout. Now, if it's on the list to avoid the foods, like in my case, trout, then I'm not going to take trout. But honestly, I do not really care for fish. If I'm going to have fish, it's going to be fried. So I just tend not to eat a lot of fish at all. Maybe a can of tuna, but in this case, you can get some vegetarian: flaxseed, walnuts, tofu, and hemp seed. So antioxidant indicators, the priority I needed to increase. And so in this case, it was coenzyme Q10, flavonoids, selenium, and vitamin E. I need to check if my multivitamin has like the CoQ enzyme and then the flavonoids, selenium. I believe it does, but it wasn't such a huge indicator because for me, I just immediately started taking fish oil and those supplements. And of course, I added the vitamin E right away. So I'm feeling really great. And I know that my next go around will be the next up level, as I like to call it. Antioxidants, again, support foods: peppers, blueberries, cranberries, tomatoes, nuts and seeds, spinach, broccoli, cabbage, apricot, salmon, sardines, onion, and garlic. So these are all things that can really just help with, because your body is producing a lot of free oxygen molecules and other byproducts, and that's stress in your body. In my case, the amino acid indicator was a consideration. So it was letting me know I should consider increasing. And so I had said before, I'm taking some multivitamins and whatnot. One of the things I did add is glutamine, and that's been really transformative. I feel so much better. And then I also added amino acids into my protein shake each morning, and I feel a lot better and doing that. Again, amino acids and support foods: meat, dairy, seeds, lentils, chickpeas, green veggies, grains, nuts, spirulina, poultry, seafood, onion, and peppers. Environmental challenge factors, this is telling me to reduce my load, and the number one is the radiation. And so that's something that I'm really leaning into. Like I said, I've removed the devices from my room at night when I'm sleeping. I am trying to just be very aware of where I could be picking up radiation sources and whatnot. But like I said, I spent 20 years in a hospital. Very much was not protected, was not wearing the gear. So all I can do is reduce the load, which I've done, and go from there. Cleansing the foods: beets, sweet potatoes, lemon, green leafy veggies, apples, garlic, onions, nuts and seeds, and probiotics. Some resistance indicators. I'm fortunate I didn't have anything, but that could be viruses, bacteria, fungus. Austin had some fungus in his system: mold, spores, parasites, and post-virus. I did not need to work on this area. Resistant support foods: garlic, ginger, pineapple, elderberry, onions, coconut oil, pumpkin seeds, and broccoli. Food restrictions. So again, this is letting me know when we're ingesting some of these foods that we struggle with, the body ends up using that energy from another source to digest and break down the key nutrients. The beef, the wheat, the poppy seeds, pistachios, etc. And that's something that I am working on because I haven't completely cut out beef. I still do enjoy beef, but I am not eating it probably 5 times a week. I'm probably more like eating it once a week. This is letting me know some food additives avoidance. When I looked it up, it's right up in here. When I looked it up, a lot of them come from cosmetics and lotions and shampoos and conditioners and stuff. And so I've slowly been weaning those out of my daily cycle. And as I run out of it, then I've been getting more natural things, including makeup, because there are so many cosmetic companies these days that are clean. And so I really appreciate that. And for the most part, I've cut out majority of the convenience store style food that I used to essentially binge on. So that's felt really good. So I'm very curious on my next go around what it'll say. So here's the 90-day optimization plan. It's letting me know eliminate these foods right here on the starting on the day one. And then the step 2 would be, and you can click on here, how do I get more information about EMF, ELF information, toxins, food additives, gut support, that sort of thing. Because you want to be avoiding these challenges and stuff. And then it's letting me know like how to start the optimization process, which includes like adding probiotics, helping break down, creating the digestion of your dreams, as I call it, because 90 to 95% of your serotonin is actually made in your gut. And for me, I had been on antidepressants, SSRIs, a whole slew of them since I was 18 years old. And then at age 47, I went off of them. And I have been naturally using supplements and doing different activities to really boost the support. And that's why I knew I needed additional support with the digestion and the food and everything else. This is just talking about getting rid of EMFs, like waters. It's just how do you optimize everything to be successful? And then here it's letting me know these are the 90-day optimization, immunity, and well-being of the foods. This is letting me know like the coenzyme Q10. These are some of the foods that I can add. I've increased the almonds that I eat every day, chicken, spinach, that sort of thing. Flavonoids, how do you get flavonoids in your system? Apples, apricots, blueberries, different things, selenium. So what I've done in some of these is just increase some of the foods that will help me increase the nutrition from these, because it's very hard for me to be taking a ton of supplements. I'll be honest, because like I said, my stomach can't tolerate a ton. So it's nice to know that there's foods out there that I can help to supplement. And here it's letting me know the cleansing and resistance. For me, it's the radiation was one of the big ones. But in order for me to get to the radiation, I needed to dial in the digestion. And so that's what I have done for the last 90 days. So then on here, it has a self-check progress. You have day 1, your reaction to just kind of everything going on. A day 30, you could even, and this is something that we do within the integration process, is create a sheet like this for every single day. And then you'll start to see the days you didn't feel so great and then the days you feel amazing. And you'll see it continue to get better as time goes on. And so here you have like day 60 and you have day 90. And so then at this point, once you get to the day 90, you want to rescan yourself and keep up the good work and just keep going with what you're doing. There's lots of just different things that can help you. We have several offers, including teaming up with Greens Nutrition. You can just do the straight report. There's 3 options. You can do a straight hair follicle report, either a mail-in test, or you can come in person if you are local here to Stockton and have the hair follicle. They take 4 strands of your hair from the back of your head. If you do not have hair, then we take from your eyebrows. And then we send it in and it spits out this 36-page report. The second option is that you can work with us and Dr. Eunice Green, and you'll do a mini consultation with her, and you'll help to dial in your different supplements that you'll need. And then the third option is you have the hair follicle, you have a meeting with Dr. Eunice Green, and then you also are part of an integration group to help create the structure you need to be successful, to help celebrate your wins and also discuss challenges that you might be having, because that was one of the biggest things. Was I felt so overwhelmed when I got those results, And so Austin and I just dialed in a lot of our training and created integration. Well, how did you feel this day versus this day? And that's why having the self-awareness, I know I'm on the right track with all of this. And you don't have to be overwhelmed. You can be part of a community, and it's part of a community that's healing together. I will drop in the comment section where you can sign up if you're interested in learning more or ordering the test kit. And of course, you can always drop a DM. But we really wanted to go over our test results with everyone so that you can see the different results and what you get. This 36-page report it's amazing. And when I've dialed it in with the suggestions it's had, I felt the best I felt in years. I'm still working through my hormones and my perimenopause, but I know that I'm on the right track. And so I want others to know that there are other alternatives out there. And sometimes you can work with your doctor with this. The Western medicine doesn't necessarily have these options at your doctor's office, but the doctor certainly would be very interested in seeing you get better. So thank you, everyone.